Howdy, everyone. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this March 4th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you stay caught up and if you're enjoying the series. So, yesterday we saw an example of the price of sin. The price that we pay for our sin can be very steep, as we saw with the story of Achan. It affected not only him, but affected his nation, and then eventually he and his family paid the price. So now we're going to continue on in Joshua. We're going to go over to chapter 10. We're going to see another example of God's great power and sovereignty over the earth. Joshua chapter 10, starting in verse 1. At this time, Adoni-Zedek was the king of Jerusalem. He heard that Joshua had defeated Ai and completely destroyed it. The king learned that Joshua had done the same thing to Jericho and its king. He also learned that the Gibeonites had made a peace agreement with Israel and that they lived very near Jerusalem. So Adoni-Zedek and his people were very frightened. Gibeon was not a small town like Ai. It was a very big city, as big as any royal city. And all the men in that city were good fighters, so the king was afraid. King Adoni-Zedek of Jerusalem talked with King Hoham of Hebron. He also talked with King Hiram of Jarmuth, King Japhiah of Lachish, and King Debir of Eglon. The king of Jerusalem begged these men, "Come with me and help me attack Gibeon. Gibeon has made a peace agreement with Joshua and the Israelites." So these 5 Amorite kings joined their armies together. 5 kings were the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. Their armies went to Gibeon, surrounded the city, and began fighting against it. The people in the city of Gibeon sent a message to Joshua at his camp at Gilgal. "We are your servants. Don't leave us alone. Come and help us. Hurry! Save us! All the Amorite kings from the hill country have brought their armies together to fight us." So Joshua marched out of Gilgal with his whole army. His best fighting men were with him. The Lord said to Joshua, "Don't be afraid of those armies. I will allow you to defeat them. None of them will be able to defeat you." Joshua and his army marched all night to Gibeon, so it was a complete surprise when he attacked them. The Lord caused those armies to be very confused when Israel attacked. So Israel defeated them and won a great victory. Israel chased the enemy from Gibeon along the road going up to Beth Horon. The army of Israel killed men all the way to Azekah and Makkedah. Then they chased the enemy down the road from Beth Horon to Azekah. While they were chasing the enemy, the Lord caused hailstones to fall from the sky. Many of the enemy were killed by these large hailstones. More men were killed by the hailstones than by the swords of the soldiers of Israel. On that day, the Lord gave Israel the victory against the Amorites. Joshua stood before all the Israelites and said to the Lord, "Sun, stop over Gibeon. Moon, stand still over the valley of Aijalon." So the sun did not move, and the moon stopped until the people defeated their enemies. This story is written in the book of Jashar. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky. It did not move for a full day. That had never happened before, and it has never happened again. That was the day the Lord obeyed a man. The Lord really was fighting for Israel. After this, Joshua and his army went back to the camp at Gilgal. Just a reminder, God is sovereign over everything, over all of creation. He can do whatever he wants to. In this story, we saw Joshua who told God to make the sun stand still. Now, this only happened because Joshua had great faith in God. He believed God. He knew God would deliver on his promises, that God was sovereign. He is the creator. That belief is what allowed Joshua to allow him to tell the Lord, make the sun and the moon stand still, just to stop completely, so they could finish defeating their enemies. Okay, so very important to remember that God is in control of everything. Even when it seems like he's not, he is. Sometimes he allows things to happen for a reason. We don't know why. It's his plan. Only he knows how it's going to go. All right. So we're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. See you tomorrow.